Hey everybody, welcome to another model building workshop, and today we're going to be working on the North American P-51D Mustang, and this is of the Tuskegee Airmen. You can see by the red tail. This is the Airfix kit in 1/72nd scale, and let's take a look at this. So the instruction sheet is nicely laid out and pretty clear, and let's see how the build goes. So I have the instrument panel here. I don't know if you can see this. These parts are small, 1/72nd scale. All right, so there's a decal that goes on that, and a small glass, clear plastic part for the gun sight. So that's on there. And now I'm going to try to work on the cockpit floor. So I did some painting already on these pieces, and we'll see how that works out. So here's the floor here. Oops. And we'll see how this goes. One thing I'm noticing with these newer Airfix kits is that the attachment points on the sprue are a little thick and a little heavy, so you have to really have to cut these things off. A little sand in there, a little up front here. Not too much. Okay, let's see where that's going to go. So this instrument panel is supposed to go in front here. Let's see if I can get the right angle on this. Since I really don't know how that's supposed to sit in there. Quite frankly, I'm still not really sure how that's supposed to sit in there. Yeah. All right, shows a hole in the cockpit floor. I mean, it could be, it's looking like when I cut this instrument panel off that I may have taken the pen off. Like I said, these attachment points are a little tricky. So I will try to file this down and try to get it in there. Scrape a little paint off. You know, because glue and paint don't like each other, they don't work together. So let's try. To sit that in there. And come on. Trying to get the right angle on this. That doesn't look right. I'm assuming it's going to sit back like that. Not really sure about this piece. I need to do a little bit more scraping and getting this in right. Wishing I was more careful cutting that piece out. Oh well. Can't do much about it now. All right, so let's try to get that to sit. Okay, I think I have it now. Still not completely sure about the angle with this, but I'm assuming it's going like that. Don't have a very clear depiction of how that's supposed to sit. That's the way it looks like. All right, so let's get the chair. And I know it tells you to wait till the end to put the pilot in, but I have found from working on some other Airfix kits that that hasn't worked out well in the past. So I'm going to try to put this pilot in early. I remember doing a class here at the library when we were doing the Mitsubishi Zero from Airfix in 72nd scale. And you're supposed to pop the pilot, you know, pop him into the cockpit at the end, and it just, yeah, didn't go too well. So I don't want to have to go through that error here. All right, so what's the best way to get this pilot into this chair? All right, I'm going to take a little bit of paint off. A little bit off the seat, on the bottom and on the back. Usually a nice X-Acto blade like this is pretty good at taking a little bit of paint off. Just going to scrape a little off here, a little on the back. Yeah, and these are small pieces. Looks like I take some paint off the pilot. Not much. A couple quick passes with this emery board here should do the trick. Yeah. And then let's get the seat. Come on. Okay, this is giving me some issues. Okay. All right, while he's getting comfortable in his seat, I'm going to attempt the control stick, which is itty bitty. Let's see if I can cut it out and put it in there. This tends to be a nightmare. We've had this issue with other kits, and I have not found this to go terribly well. If I can even get at this thing. Nope, that broke. To be honest, I was expecting that because the attachment point, it's an issue, and that just broke. I could take the time to try to build a new one, but at that scale, I'm not convinced that I'm going to be able to do that right now. All right, let me see if I can get this seat to go in. See even on that. Okay, he's in there. It's not the greatest fit. But he seems to be in there. I'm going to leave it alone. Don't want to ask for trouble. You can see that. So it's working. Could be a better fit, but okay. Next comes this radiator piece, which is going underneath. It's that part right there. Yeah. All right. I'll try the flat chisel point here. Just going to cut this one out. Let's see how this goes. So you can tell how solid the attachment points are. So when I cut and press down into this cutting board, you can hear that thunk, you know, because you really have to work at cutting these parts off the tree. It's a bit much. So far, that would be my main complaint with this kit, is that, you know, getting the parts off the thing is a real challenge. All right, looks like the box is going, there's an open part, seems to be facing forward. Okay. Looks like the radiator grill piece is facing back. So that goes like so. All right. And now I'm going to attempt to get the fuselage halves and the propeller part together. All right, let's get the propeller together. The propeller, see, this is something that tends to be annoying on these kits, is see how this propeller is attached to this tree. Not the best for getting it out of there, so I'm going to try to just cut this whole thing out and work on it on the cutting board here. Let's see if I can work these. All right, I guess I'm going to twist these off, yeah, and then do a little cleanup. Come on. All right, so that worked. I'm going to see if I can clean this up a bit with the knife. Oh, all right. Might work. Okay. Now we get the back of the hub and the propeller hub in the front. Of course, the way that's set up, you can't make a clean cut. So let me try using these clippers again. Of course, I got this old set of clippers that I've been using for ages. God only knows how old these things are. File down some of these bumps, make sure this thing fits pretty nicely. Come on. I'll make this nice and clean because this is going to have some shiny red paint on it. Don't want too many unsightly bumps or things on that. Okay, so it seems to fit on there pretty well. So there's enough cleaned off. So the plastic is not too bad there. All right, and put the hub on. Come on, I just had you on a second ago. Okay. Also has a pin in the center of the hub that goes into the hole and the propeller, which is a nice feature, so it lines it up pretty well. I like that. And now let's get the back of the hub, if I can find it on the tree. It's a part B. So it's on the B. Here it is. So there's two trees. There's the A and the B. Logically. Okay. Again, I'm going to clean this up because, like I said, this is going to have some very bright paint on it. I'm afraid that any imperfections are going to show up with the paint. Let's try to sit this in here. Just a little bit of cement. And let's drop it in. Come on. Turn and... Okay. Oh, there it is. You can feel it pop right in. Okay, so it pops in pretty nicely. Now I get a retaining pin, which is 25A. This is tree A here, right? 25 is this little tiny thing here. I want to be careful because cutting this thing out is to easily fly across the room and get swallowed by the carpet monster. Never to be seen again. So I'd be very careful. Carefully clean that up. Put a little drop on the back. Just a tiny drop on the back of that pin here. Oh, come on. Exactly straight. A little twisting, it tends to do the job. Okay, there we go. So we got the propeller, we have the cockpit floor. Looks like everything is settled in now. Yeah. So now we got to get the two fuselage halves here. Cut them off. So going to be some thumping and bumping here as we try to take this. Bam. Bam. Who said model building was a quiet pastime, right? All right. Luckily, that chisel point blade there on the X-Acto made a pretty clean cut, so there's not a whole lot of extra plastic here. So that's nice. All right, I just lied because the back is a mess. Well, the front worked well. The back has a big wad. So that'd be one thing I would like to see these guys fix in the future, is how these parts are put onto the tree, you know. All right, let's see what this one is. This clean? Well, yeah, kind of in the opposite way. The front has a bad bump and the back looks clean. Oh well. We just take care of it, that's all. The instructions also gives you a diagram if you bought a stand and you wanted to put this thing on a stand. It tells you what parts to cut on the bottom so that you can have your plane flying on a stand. Which they do sell stands separately if you want. Take A little bit of paint off here. And a little bit off this. Okay. Let's see how the cockpit floor is going to go in this. This is always a tricky part. And let's see how Airfix does this. Looks like this goes well in. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's a nice fit. Although it seems I did not do. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I did the instrument panel correctly at all. Not sure what I did wrong with the instrument panel. But it seems like it's sitting way too far back. Yeah, I don't know how that's supposed to go. Okay, that has me confused. Not sure I'm going to fix that. I think I'm just going to try to fit it in and hope for the best here. So, all right, there was clearly a problem, most likely my fault, from the way that I took the instrument panel off the tree. So something seems to be a little off with that. I'm going to attempt to just fit this thing in and kind of cut my losses a little bit here, because I'm not sure if I can rip everything apart at this point. Okay, clean some of this up a bit. Maybe I got a little too carried away with the internal painting. That's always a tough one to figure out, because you never know until it's done just how much you're going to be able to see of the interior until you get it all together and you get the window on it. Okay, now it's going to be difficult, even though it was just fit together a second ago. Okay, I think I got it there. Maybe. Something's giving me an issue. Back has given me a problem. Just taking a little more paint off this, so so I can fit the other side on. Yeah. Clean all the, brush it up a bit, not the brush, the knife. Get some of the stuff off the knife, some of the extra glue and goop. Paint and stuff. So I'm just going to go in there and clean some of this up. And like I said, it may have gotten a little carried away with the paint. Not too bad though. It's mostly in this back part where the tail wheel and the tail wheel doors are. Seem to be where I could have been a little didn't need quite as much paint there. So the propeller, I got to sit that in. It's got to sit in here. I got to test fit to see if the top and bottom, or the two sides basically, go together well. And now they do actually. So that's good. It looks like it's going to work. So now I'm going to draw a line of cement. Put some on the floor of the cockpit. On the sides of it, I should say, because that's going to glue into the other side of the fuselage. Again, drawing a line. Getting those pins that are there. I know it's hard to see, sorry. And then holding it together. And yeah, holding it together, quite literally. All right, so we got the fuselage together and the inside of the cockpit. That seems to be pretty good. I think we'll call it a day there. Like I said, I could have done things better. You can see the instrument panel, but I don't think it's quite in the position it's supposed to be in. So I'm not thrilled about that. But all right, well, thanks for tuning in and watching our model building workshop here from the Smith Hill Library, part of the Providence Community Library here in Providence, Rhode Island. You know, please like our page, please check out our YouTube channel, check out some of the other things that are going on our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you again on the next episode of the Model Building Workshop. And we'll work a little more on the Mustang. All right, see you guys soon. Bye.